Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, once again, recession or bull run for all you stock market aficionados. Where are you making your investments? That is a question. That is what you need to participate with me tonight. Let us hear, let other people know what you're investing in over the next year or two or for 20 years. That would be greatly appreciated. Riches are in your future, but you will have to invest. There's just no way around it. You have several investment vehicles. We can talk about it tonight on the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream, where it's members only that can be in the chat room. That's right. Only members of the channel with the icon next to their name can be on the chat in the chat room on Wednesday nights. And welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. Right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, thank you so much for being here. Share the videos. Why? Because the YouTube gods, they show us no love. So therefore, you have to show some love. And also an uppercut to the like button, the follow button, no matter which platform you're on. Make sure you like, no matter what it looks like, a heart, a button, no matter how you do it. Because we have a lot to talk about, because there's a lot going on right now when it comes to recession or bull run. We're getting mixed signals. Or is it really mixed signals? I have a question, and I keep bringing this up. I'm going to use an investor for 45 years, Gino Scimmiente. He used to say this: I don't know what everybody else is doing, but soon as it gets around 25% profit, I'm generally selling. I can always buy back in. I'll take 25% profit in the short term, not annually. We're talking about any time it arrives. So if somebody would have bought $91 worth of NVIDIA, and when it went back up to 110, he would have sold. He would have said, thank you very much, 25% in 3 days. I appreciate it. And then he would pick his point when he would buy back in, if it's that stock. Or like he used to say, get Chipotle. CMG. Stock symbol. When it was like $350. That's right. And everybody's like, what, this guy's smoking what? Yeah, it went up to 450, 550, 650, 750, 850, and split 10-1. See, this is the type of situations where you have opportunity when there's a recession and a bull run. Let me see who's going to be in the house tonight before we get into this, because this is going to be very serious. If you think you're going to be able to survive without having passive income from another source after 3 years from now, that would be 2027. You have a stop and go sign. It's go right now. You can sit here and play the game that I'm just going to sit here, work my job, put it in a 401k. You will have to worry about the cost of living increases. You're going to have to worry about your property taxes if you own a home. You're going to have to worry about insurance if you own a home, or car insurance. All of these items that can go up to unreasonable amounts. What do you think corporations are going to do when they don't make as much money as they used to? They're going to raise the price on all those that have to pay. So that's just for starters to open this up because I want you to invest in assets that pay you. All right, Yahweh J, here's an investor in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday Night Live stream. He has that icon next to his name, which I greatly appreciate, where it's members only like him that can be in the chat room tonight. And I don't mind if you're not a member. You can watch the channel, but to get in the chat room, only on Wednesday nights. Members with the icon like Yahweh J can be here. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, SSN Nation. Hope everyone is doing well. Received notifications, saw the trailer, and he did the smash the like button. Thank you so much. He knew the assignment. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, Yahweh J, and very, very nice to see you once again. And Mr. Cool's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Laverne Penix is here with that icon next to his name, which I humbly appreciate. And he brings his tagline this evening. Hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. I received a notification. He too watched the trailer. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for that icon next to your name. And also the new retiree who is going on his Mr. Worldwide tour to join the Mr. Worldwide Club. He's here tonight. Welcome to the SSN Nation, Victor Marrero, for the Wealthy Wednesday Night live stream. And he too has that icon next to his name, which I greatly appreciate. And he brings his tagline this evening. Hello, all. Let's do this. Exactly what we do here. We tell it like it is, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have anything to gain. Why? Because what I'm telling you is not like we're talking stock market and, oh, by the way, go get my stock market course. We don't have a stock market course. That's how we do this. We want you to win. It's that simple. We're just here to help you. And that's why you should be back on Friday night at 9:10 p.m. for the Friday night live stream. And I'm going to start doing some in the afternoon, just pop-ups in the afternoon. Why? I have a little extra time on my hands. Victor Marrero says stock market back to the May 1st, 2024 prices. That's right. Year-to-date numbers are red. That means isn't it buy time, Victor Marrero and all the other investors in the house? Red means buy. When? You guys know it. Blood is in the street. Hint, hint. Red blood in the streets. That's when you buy. All right. We have no choice but to press on. Exactly. Secure some cash for opportunities. There you go. There's two ways you could have done this. If you are already an investor in the market, you could have taken profits this week, and you should have. I can't blame you for that. You should have taken profits. There's no reason to let your stock drop 25, 30% if that's what happened. When you've made 150, 200% gains or even 75% gains, why are you going to let it go down 20, 10, 15, 20, 30% when you don't have to? Take the profit. There's no shame in that. You don't have to keep stocks or assets forever. No, but that's not in a rule. That is not in any rule book. All right. Warren Buffett just sold billions of dollars worth of stock. So he has the most amount of cash on hand that he's ever had. United States also was trying to sell. They're trying to sell their treasuries. Other countries said, hold on a second. We're not buying. Everybody's trying to sell, get that money. So keep in mind. Thank you so much, Victor Marrero, for saying that, because secure some cash for opportunities. Exactly. We always got to have a duffel bag of cash sitting around so we can make some moves, or assets that you can borrow against or sell to get cash. Either way, those are some of the options you need. Victor Marrero says those of us with 401k and about to use it, bad timing for those retiring this year. That's okay. We're executing plan B. That is to leverage other passive income. What about those who can't do that? Exactly. Exactly. And quite frankly, here's the other part of it. For instance, Victor Marrero just retired. His 401k might still be sitting at his old business place. I don't know. So now he could take charge and have it transferred into his own brokerage account, into his own solo 401k that he controls explicitly without having to pay any extra fees. Now, since he'll be under his control, now he gets to keep 100% of every profit situation. That's one way you go, and without penalty because he's officially retired. It's not like he's taking it out early, I don't think. In fact, I know that there won't be a penalty because he's retired from the company, so he can pull it out without penalty or transfer the whole amount to another account. But that's the point. When he says leverage other passive income, well, that's what you're going to do. But at the same time, you're going to continue to do the same thing you've always done, right? If you are used to buying stocks, then why wouldn't you just keep buying the stocks? It's that simple. You're not going to change now. So what about those who can't do that? There you go. That's why you're going to have to generate something yourself. You're going to have to, are you making other investments in yourself? Buying a business, starting a business, having additional revenues, it's going to be needed anyhow. You're going to have to learn a new skill. There's no way around it. The world as you know it is about to change. Artificial intelligence is taking jobs away. Robots taking jobs away. Has anybody seen the Amazon warehouses lately? Do you really think Jeff Bezos and all the big wigs at Amazon is concerned about people that are working in the warehouse division is saying we want to be able to have our own union? These dudes are like, we don't need to talk to you. We'll just add some more robots in your place. We'll hire about 10 or 20 people. All the rest will be robots. So why should we come and bargain with you to give you higher wages? When we're about to buy some robots, millions of dollars worth that we don't have to worry about sick time, sick leave. We can work 24 hours a day. Sure, there's going to be maintenance and upkeep, but that's why we're going to hire a few of your friends. That's it. That's where this is headed, ladies and gentlemen. So you better figure out what plan you're going to have from this point on. And if you think you're going to be able to rest on your laurels, we have Exhibit A. Property taxes. Are they not rising? Yes, they are. They will continue to rise. You think you have insurance on your home, or some of you may not, which now means you're even on a higher risk. Because if there's any natural disasters or something happens at your house, you will be unprotected. And why do I say that? Because some of you may not know this. There are millions of people who cannot insure their homes because the insurance company will not take them as a client. Neither will the second or third or fourth tier insurance companies. That's how bad this is going. They want to guarantee themselves that they're going to be able to charge people ridiculous amounts because they have less people that's in the insurance pool that is a customer. And then they're going to charge those people for all the people that they have rejected so they can make the same money or more. So that means all those people that now get insurance, you're going to have to pay more, higher premiums. We don't care if you've been with them for 20, 30 years. Who cares? You're paying more. Okay, so you add those two things that can be 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 combined, more per year. Next thing you know, you're paying an extra $1,200 to $1,500 to $1,800 to $2,000 per month. And heaven forbid, if you're in one of these HOAs, abominations, where some of the people can't afford their property taxes and insurance bill, but now the HOA goes, well, we're short. We have a shortfall. We have to give you a special assessment. How about $25,000 just to get us back right? And then you guys are going to have to pay $1,000 per month for HOAs. How about that? You're not going to be ready for this, ladies and gentlemen. Does that sound like all you have to do is make an extra 3% raise or a 5% raise over the next few years? Because you're getting left behind. No matter how you slice it, you're going to be left behind. It's a capitalist system. Money is running out. All-time record high with credit card debt just now happened again. So now the record is up to 1.4 trillion. It's going to continue to get higher. If you were here the last 3 years, I kept telling you, it's just going to keep being another record every year. More and more people are living paycheck to paycheck. So therefore, what choices do you have but to use your credit card for the paycheck to paycheck? You said, I'm short right now, so I'll just use my credit card. So now it goes up. Now what do? You get your next paycheck, and now you're starting to spread it around going, I got to buy this, I got to buy that. I can only pay my minimum. Now you're paying 20, 30% interest rate. You're not going to win unless you buy assets that pay you. That's why this is SSN Nation. Stop struggling now, because we can get you on track now. Let me start this off. 401k is still with Chase. Yep. But now I'm in a predicament because I want to do a rollover to Fidelity, but then I have to liquidate the stocks, which may be at a loss with current stock market. No, Victor Marrero, you should be able to, your 401k is locked, right? That's not a self-directed with Chase. So you should have been able to do your whole Chase, right? Unless rules have changed, because you just left your job. You're retired from your job. So you should be able to roll over to Fidelity, your full 401k, without penalty. Your individual stocks should be in a different, well, it could be in your Fidelity account too, but that's a separate account. You'll roll it 401k into a 401k. So if you had the Roth IRA, which was very popular 20, 30 years back, still is, then you roll a Roth IRA to a Roth IRA, right? That's how you're supposed to do it. That way you don't get no penalties. You shouldn't have any extra stocks. You shouldn't have to liquidate anything. And with Fidelity, you should be, in fact, what am I saying? I know you, with Fidelity, you can have another account. So you can have your solo 401k if you wanted to, or you can just get a Roth IRA 401k, unless you already set, well, even if you set one up, you can have another one, right? So I don't, let me know what you're talking about. Maybe there's something new that I don't know about 401ks, but let me know, because you shouldn't have to liquidate. I want to do a rollover to Fidelity, but then I have to liquidate the stocks, which may be at a loss with current stock. I don't see how that happens. You can have more than one 401k with Fidelity, right? Or wait, yeah, they did change some things. I forgot about that, but check it out. I'm pretty sure you can. I keep forgetting. There's a situation with Schwab and all those guys. But anyhow, Joe Nay, welcome. Another investors in the house, makes my heart warm. Thank you so much for being here in the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with that icon next to your name, which I greatly appreciate, because it's members only that can be in the chat room on Wednesday night. And he brings his tagline. What's good, SSN Nation? How is everybody? That's right. How's everybody doing out there? And he says, I got the notification, saw the trailer, and guess what? He smashed that like button. Thank you so much, Joe Nay. That's 4 people tonight with this. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for your support. And everybody else around there, make sure you smash and share these videos, because this message needs to get out to all your friends, family, loved ones, and unknowns, randoms. Does not matter, because everybody's going to be affected. Because I'm going to tell you right now, without a rising tide that lifts all boats, there's going to be a whole bunch of anchors that's going to be slowing everybody down, right? Think about it. For everybody that loses their job, goes homeless, has to live in unspeakable situations, how are they going to be supported? Guess who? The American taxpayer. The government has to come do its duty. Volunteers needed. All I'm saying is, it sounds like the Great Depression, doesn't it? But here we have it, where we have a situation where the Federal Reserve is going to reduce the interest rates. Unbelievable. Sometime in the next 35 days, this is going to be very, very interesting. We keeping it 100 up in here, says Joe Nay. That's what we do, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. I love it. We don't sugarcoat. We got to be that way, because there's a lot of people out here spouting all kind of nonsense. I'm watching YouTubes now more than ever, and I just can't believe it. I see people dropping 1, 2, 3 videos a day, or it's out of control. And what they say in the morning, they say in the afternoon. Then something happens during the day. Next day, they then said, no, it's something else. I'm just like, what the hell's going on, man? You told me when I watched you the previous day, you said if the stock drops to a certain level, you have your buy order in place. The stock drops to the below that level, and then I'm hearing, oh, I didn't sell it. I'm like, what do you mean? You said you had a sell order automatically in place if it dropped to a certain level. Now all of a sudden you don't, and it dropped $5 to $10 to $15 below your level. You're the one sounding like me, saying, why are you not taking your damn profit? Why are you going to lose 15, 20%? Why? I don't get it. That was the whole point of putting that stop loss or stop win order in. You wanted to keep your profits. I don't get it, ladies and gentlemen. I just don't get it. Opportunistic. Listen very carefully. Go with your own program. Do not deviate. If you say, I want to take 75% profits or 50% profits or 25% profits, please do it. Don't sit around here playing games. All right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, there's an individual that I know what their dollar cost average was. And let's just use a number. It's like $95. Right? The stock price goes up to $140. So it starts falling. So the question is, you didn't like 40, 50% profit? I mean, I'm like, what are we doing here? So it drops to 130, 120, 110. So all of that you had in place, you put yourself in a perfect situation to get 40 to 50% return in like less than a few months, and you just let it go all to hell. Why? Come on now, ladies and gentlemen, you got to be smarter than this. Just because there's some stocks, a few that go from $40 up to $500, that's rare. $40 to $200, that's rare. $40 to $80, that's not rare, but it's not like it happens every day. That's going to happen in a short time span. A stock is going to double in price in 6 months, 3 months. No, that's rare. That's why you have to hold them long term. But don't give up the profit. You can always buy back in after you take your profit and decide, oh man, that thing dropped another 20, 30%. Let me buy back in. I've always believed in this. Sheesh, I kept that profit. Now let me buy back in. All right. Victor Morero says, take me as a case study. If I didn't have the other passive income, I could not have retired this year with the current stock market hitting on my 401k. Everyone, please work on passive income streams. That's right. And that's why even after he's retired, Victor Morero is going to start his travel channel and on social media, which will get a lot of views. And he will be able to make passive income from something that he loves to do. And he's traveling around anyhow. And since he's going to be doing it and it could be construed as a business, it could be a tax write-off to boot. Now, the 401k, though, Victor Morero, I don't think it's that dire. Because there's no reason for you to sell your stock. All you're doing is transferring it over to your other 401k if it's Fidelity or Schwab. So you're not selling. You're just transferring. So it's not a sell and then transfer. You're just transferring in the system. You're just saying, take it from this 401k. And then you're just, which your HR department should be able to do. You should have some paperwork where they're going to wire it. And so you don't have any taxes. You don't have nothing to do. They'll just wire it directly to your 401k. As long as it's going to a 401k. It can't just go to if it goes to your bank account, well, you're blowing up the whole thing because you got tax implications. So I'm just saying. All right. So check it out, man. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure you're going to tell me something that I may not know. Yes, I understand there's no tax penalties on a rollover. However, there are stocks inside the 401k that aren't compatible with Fidelity. Those I have to sell them and bring them as cash. Okay, well, Victor Morero, how about this? This happened with me as well. Why don't you open up roll it into another account that's not Fidelity, go into some other brokerage account that has those stocks so you can roll it over. How about that? That's the option I would take, because you're going to be penalized depending on how many stocks it is and what it is. I don't want you paying no freaking 25, 30, whatever the penalty is for that. That's crazy. No, just open up a different brokerage account. Get with the big boys. Go with the mutual fund 401k or something. I'm not saying get mutual funds. I'm just saying there are other vehicles out here that you can roll your 401k and all the stocks and everything into. So just check it out. All right. You don't have to go with Fidelity. I mean, go with somebody else. Joe Nay, I hear you at Victor Marrero. I retired in 2023. I'm good, but I want to be better. Good, that equals passive income. That's right. Joe Nay's in there for the passive income. I'm paying attention. Nvidia is still in the 90s. Oh my God. It's a go. It's a buy time for Nvidia, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Hold on a second. How did I miss that? Well, we'll check that out. If it's still in the 90s, that's a travesty. That is something that is unbelievable right now. You know why? Because just 2 years, well, okay, this is because it split 10-1. This is down to roughly $900, $910. This stock went up to $1,500. And then they did a 10-1 split. That's how crazy this AI Nvidia has started. So getting under that price is, oh my God, this is crazy. I love it. I love it. Joe Nay, congrats. Agree. I continue to do small amounts for DCA. I do the same with SPY, QQQ, VOO, There you go. Get your pen, pad, and paper ready, ladies and gentlemen. Riches are in your future, but you better do something in the next 6 to 8 to 1 year, 6 to 8 months, 1 year, 1.5 years. You need to invest in some stocks. No matter which way it goes, you need to buy stocks. Because after they wipe out the upper middle class, if you're not making over 175, 150,000, 200,000 just to stay level, you're going to have a problem. Your household income better be over 150 minimum. And if you want to be on the good side, I have to say 15 G's a month, 18 G's a month, 19 G's a month. That's what you're going to have to be bringing in, ladies and gentlemen, just to be safe for your future. Because with that type of money, you should be putting some money away for investments that are giving you money right now, so you get that passive income that Victor Marrero and Joe Nay's talking about. All right. So just keep that in mind. Thanks, Eric. That's a good idea. Let me check with Robinhood also. Maybe that's what I need to do. Just split between two companies. There you go, man. And speaking of that, Robinhood would transfer it over into 401k and a boot. What do you get? A 3 or 2 or 1% kickback? There's check it out. There used to be with Robinhood, they would give you something for when you rolled over your 401k. And I don't know if you like Webull or not, but Webull used to be the same way. Roll over your 401k and you get some bonus. So that's what I'm talking about. That's right. That's what we do, Victor Marrero. That's how we had to do it back in the day when they found out, oh, man, they don't have this, they don't have that. I was like, fine, I'll roll it into somebody else's. And the other somebody else's was like, thank you very much. Here's an extra $500 bonus for kicking it into us. It's like, thank you very much. All right, there we go. That's it exactly. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is how we do it. We got to have this conversation because you just never know who's here in the house. We have a lot of investors. We have very smart people. We have people that come from all walks of life here in the SSN Nation. But if you can't get in the chat room tonight, because normally it's open to everybody, it's because on Wednesday night, one of the perks is only members with the icon, who's members of the channel on YouTube, can be in the chat room. Everybody else you can watch. And when it's on replay, then you can be in the chat room. Or come back on Friday night at 9:10 p.m. Or come back on Monday at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we win. Join us. All right. And I'll be dropping a video tomorrow about, let's see, I was going to drop it today, but there's a reason I didn't. It's because I want to find out some more things that I need to find out about Palms, because I just looked at their availability list and they still have $120,000 one bedroom condos, and they are not beach view. They are backyard view, as they call it. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry in Dominican Republic, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, inside Vista Cana project that has all kinds of amenities. In fact, if I'm staying there, I'm probably not leaving. I just got to admit, if I'm staying inside Vista Cana, I'm not leaving. I got the workout. I got the sports bar and grill at the sports complex. I got tennis courts, paddleball courts, pickleball courts, basketball courts, swimming, rock climbing, soccer, baseball. Come on. No additional costs for renters or owners. Come on now. And then let's just say I don't want to do any of that. But let's say I want to go to the beach club. And at the beach club, there's a 25-yard by 20-yard pool. And let's say I have kids, so I bring them too, because there's a kiddie playground. There's a kids pool. There's a saltwater man-made beach with restaurant and bar. So maybe I'll hang out there. Or maybe I'll get on this little boat and go over to the fishing beach or fishing clubhouse on an island that's they put in the middle of a freshwater lake. All that's included, except for the transportation to that little island. I don't know about that yet. That might cost, well, nobody's collecting money, so I don't know what that part is about that boat that goes over there. But maybe you have to be part of the fishing club. Who knows? But I mean, I'm not leaving. And especially when they get commercial zone in there as well, then there's really, if they have a mini mart, groceries, anything I can buy that I need, that I don't have to leave the compound, I'm staying. I'm never leaving. I'm just saying. So now you better get a comfortable spot, something that's not just going to be 500 square feet, because it's hard to live in 500 square feet. All right. So let's see where we're going with this. Riches are in your future, ladies and gentlemen. And speak of the Chase Devil, check it out. Jamie Dimon. Look at this. He is all over the map, or are the reporters all over the map? I don't know which one it is. I find this very interesting. Look at this. The headlines. I haven't read any of these, but I found it very interesting. This says Jamie Dimon says he still sees a recession on the horizon. That was 5 hours ago. All right. Then 4 hours ago. Now notice the words. Says he still sees a recession on the horizon, meaning it's not here yet. Then he says, is the U.S. currently in a recession? Not at all. 4 hours ago. Then 3 hours ago, Bloomberg says J.P. Morgan now sees 35% chance of U.S. recession by end of this year. I'm like, this is getting ridiculous. What is this recession talk? I'm not following. I understand. And because of the recession talk, congratulations to people who now want to start the housing boom. Because guess what just happened? 16% more refinance in the United States, the housing market. 16% more refinancing loans has just started in less than a freaking week. This is what I'm talking about. And you know, when people do refinancing, and if a house went up 25%, you best believe somebody's going to take cash out and they're going to start buying something to start getting the economy moving. So therefore, I'm trying to figure out how this recession talk is going to happen when in 35 days, the feds are going to walk in, maybe even before, and say, we're reducing the interest rate 0.25, or heaven forbid, if they say something crazy like 0.5. That would even be crazier. Now, all of a sudden, the loan rates, the mortgage loan rates would drop 0.5 point or more, be into the 5 or 4.95 range, just like that. If you think 16% up for refis, what do you think is going to happen if it drops a whole nother damn point? Sheesh. The party's on. All right. I'm just saying, regardless of whatever else they're talking about. Okay. The stock market's recession playbook is in full effect. Recession risks rise as consumers turn cautious. I love it. I love it. I love it. This means, look at, with all these headlines, you know what this means, right? This means people stop buying stocks. So now you're exasperating the exact thing that you don't want. So people stop buying stocks or selling. That means it's hard to keep rising when all of this activity, people are like, I'm not buying no more stocks. I want to see what's going to happen. They keep saying there's going to be a recession. I better put this into a 5% savings loan, CD or something, 4.5. I'm just saying, this is how people think as an investor. They say, hey, let me slow up a minute. So all of that, I just had to show you because I find it very, very interesting that this is very funny. Eric Bird, Eric, that's the like living in Margaritaville. You're just on vacation every day. You can stop by the beach or pool bar and see if they need any help. You'll be living the dream. Exactly, man. Exactly. It's too funny. Exactly like Margaritaville. That's right. You don't have to leave. You can just hang out. There's no reason to leave. You live there. And you're going to be very happy about it if you wanted to. Because it's like you, in fact, I've never lived in a vacation type resort. Sure, I've lived in places that had the golf course, has a clubhouse, has the restaurant, has the pool, has the fitness. But that was a residential neighborhood, not like for short-term rentals where 90 or 80 or even 50 or even 40% of the place was short-term rentals. I've never lived in a place like that. So when you live in a residential neighborhood with all these extras, then you just go, okay, go down to the basketball court. It's there. Go to the fitness room. It's there. The pool, it's there. The clubhouse, it's there with the pool tables. I mean, the ping pong. I mean, it's there. That is why you choose places with that upscale. Why? Because the homes sell for more. The same rules apply. The home sells for more because you have all these amenities where that's the new buyer. They come in and be like, my God, the children can go here. When people come and visit, we can all go here. How much do we have to pay extra? Oh, it's $50 per month is your HOA. And I get to come here to this clubhouse that has everything here, snack bar, restaurant, sitting areas, fire pit areas, lap pool, kids pool, regular pool, fitness room, real weights, spa room. So you can bring your own or book your own spa person, not on premises. You can bring them in. I mean, this place is wow. Oh, by the way, that's Anatolia in Sacramento. Anatolia. That's right. So homes that previously were like $200,000, now they're at freaking $800,000 to $900,000. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. All right. So that's how we do it in the real estate game. That's why I always told you upscale luxury with amenities, you win every time. All right. There's a little of market manipulation going on here too. Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. The rich and powerful can get us jammed up. Exactly. I am hoping the Fed pulls the trigger next month. I think that, you know what, like I said on Monday, the Feds already were getting calls from their rich buddies saying, reduce, do an emergency meeting. It dropped 1,000 points. Come on, do something. And I'm just sitting there like, you punk asses. That's what they're trying to do is market manipulation because they know if they would have pulled that trigger, we already know what's going to happen. That just means there'd be a bull run indefinitely for freaking next 2 years. Minimum. That also means the upper middle class just gets wiped out sooner, which means all classes get wiped out except for the wealthy. The 2,600 billionaires and the 60 millionaires around the world, 60 million millionaires around the world, they'll be saved. The rest of us, ordinary citizens, the OCs, you're about to get screwed. All right. That's why you need to lock something in right now that you know that you're either going to get money in the future or getting money every month now. All right. Yahweh J says, I think these guys need to relax. The market is on a correction territory. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what it is. People are taking profits after the massive run-ups. Massive. AMD, TSMC, all these AI chips. Not Apple, but Facebook, Meta, all these guys had a run-up of hundreds of percentage points, if not thousands, over the last 2 years. That's a short time frame. 1,000% in 2 years. That's crazy, right? A lot of these places, 400%, 300%. That is fast. And the rocket ship is about to take off if you're not already preparing yourself. All right, now we have our favorite YieldMax ETFs. Due to the market, those stock prices dropped. My favorite PSEC dropped under $5. Ladies and gentlemen, you're back in the 15 to 16% return on your money with a dividend from PSEC. This is exciting. So I'm going to go see what PSEC is because I got a message today. And it was like, thank you, rebuy today. I was like, hell yeah, under $5. Here it is, $4.90. Now, they're at 14.69% right now. That is one hell of a ride. Look at that. One hell of a ride on this one. 14.69. Look at that. Because it dropped significantly. Look, 6%. This hasn't been here for 3-4 years, I don't believe. Let me go look. Look at this. Yeah, right here. What is that? 2021 or something? 2020? Back in the day when we were talking about it. Look at that. It hasn't been down here in this territory since 2020. COVID. This is COVID numbers. And guess what? If it drops down to this 383, a whole nother dollar less, this is going to be 17%. And reinvestments. So again, this is opportunity is knocking at your door. Let's go see AGNC, which is a real estate investment trust. 14.47. Look at this. This is insane. I mean, this is pretty cool, right? 13% for NLY. Two Harbors, they're around 14%. No, they rose today. 13.61. So these are real estate investment trusts. Once again, they borrow money to buy real estate. And then they share roughly about 80 to 90% of the profits go out to shareholders every month. But they can refi when they get a lower interest rate. So that's why they're interested in lower interest rates. And so if you can get 14, 15%, but you want more, then everybody knows you go to YieldMax ETFs. YieldMaxETFs.com. And on Monday, I went there again and sure enough, got booted out of the StreamYard. Every time I talk about it, it happens. Especially when I go to YieldMax ETFs trying to show what the stock is holding or what the ETF is holding in stocks, the majority of them, or get their perspectives and look through it and show, look, this is what they paid last month, the month before that, the last 6 months. Every month they make payments and they're on a high risk, high reward. So if you want 30% return, they have it. If you want 40%, 50, 60, 70, they have it. But remember, that's high risk, high rewards at YieldMax ETFs. Victor Marrero's already given out some of his stock symbols, the VOOs, the VOOGs, the SCHD. He's already given those out. SPY, QQQ. What can I tell you? Dollar cost average at this point. And no matter what happens over the next 60 days to 90 days, it's always about dollar cost averaging right now. I'm not a subscriber to the dollar cost averaging, but when prices start dropping, you have to start buying. That's how simple this is. Hey, if you haven't downloaded or if you haven't gotten a brokerage account so you can buy some stocks and you've never heard of Robinhood and Webull and haven't signed up yet, or maybe you have heard of them, the link is down below in the description here on the YouTube channel. So please go there and make sure you use my link. Why? Because you get free shares of stock. That's why. You get one free share of stock from Robinhood when you sign up. Doesn't cost you anything. Webull, since they're well known now, they started something. You got to put in $1 or more, and then they'll give you like 10 or 15 or 20, depending on the promotion, some fractional shares, or maybe 5 of regular shares, and then another 14, 15 when you deposit. They have all that type of different, but use the link down below, please. All right. And oh my, we have a new member of the channel. Thank you so much for being in the house. I appreciate it. Here it is. The new person, Tamara Larry. Thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. I appreciate it. I humbly appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel and joining us tonight. So now she can be in the chat room on Wednesday nights. In fact, now she will know under the community tab on the YouTube channel page for Stop Struggling Now. The link to join me on screen is in the chat room, and talk about anything you want. And in case you're camera shy, all you have to do is do this. Just turn off your camera, and then you will have a special emoji. You don't have to put emoji. It'll self-populate. All you have to do is turn off your camera if you're camera shy, so then you can just talk. How about that? Making it easy for you. Where do you get the link? Well, only members can see the special messages under the community tab to get the link. Nobody else can do that. So there you have it. All right. That's one of the perks. So welcome to the SSN Nation, Tamara Larry. I appreciate your support, and I'm very, very happy with your addition. Also, speaking of that, let me put on here the chat room for WhatsApp. This is open to everybody for the SSN Nation and Lifestyle. I am the admin, so if you want to reach me, that's where you're going to reach me at. If you want to talk about Punta Cana or Dominican Republic real estate, my company, SSN Lifestyle SRL in the Dominican Republic, we are brokers for some real estate projects. I'll be dropping a video, I believe tomorrow, about the exact same project I was talking about. Inside Vista Cana is a place that's across the street from the second man-made beach. Imagine in your living room, you can see a man-made beach. They still have a few units left that are beach view, and we're talking about 1-bedroom units, 2-bedroom units if you want to go up to the penthouse or first floor. But if you do that, then prices are a lot more. But the 1-bedrooms are starting at $120,000, and then if you start going up to the second floor, then it's like 129, 139, depending on if you're watching the beach or looking at the beach from your balcony or your living room or your bedroom, or if you're just looking at the backyard. So then, of course, the backyard is cheaper, right? Or the penthouse units, backyard, $199. Those are 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, and you have a balcony terrace. If you're on the first floor, you have not a penthouse unit, but the first floor or the top floor is the penthouse. You have a terrace, patio, well, I keep saying patio, but balcony area and terrace, and you have 2 bathrooms and beach view, $249, $250, let's call it. But backyard view, $199. $199 for a 2-bedroom is in play. That's a decent price, because you're going to have to figure out, can you rent that for 1%? So keep those things in mind, ladies and gentlemen. It's the 1% rule here in the SSN Nation. If I buy some real estate, and especially for short-term rental, to protect yourself, you want to buy at the lowest price possible. Prices are starting to escalate. But guess what's going to happen? If there is people holding money, not buying, that means they're not going to be buying in the DR either. 60, 70, or I shouldn't say 60, 53 to 56% of all visitors to the Dominican Republic are from USA and Canada. Those are the same people that has made a run on their pre-construction real estate project buys over the last 4 or 5 years. Now, if all of a sudden that dries up, that means a lot of projects are not having buyers. So this is going to be very interesting what they're going to do over the next few months, or maybe even the next year, because their prices have risen to almost prices here in America. I'm pretty sure I can find a 2-bedroom penthouse unit somewhere in America. And I don't want to say it's Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. I'm talking about in Florida. I'm talking about in Tennessee. I'm talking about in hot spots, but I wouldn't buy there anyhow. But the point I'm trying to say is this is the point, because you can buy units. You can buy 2 bedrooms for $250,000. Maybe not penthouses, but still. I'm just saying. So once you start getting to 300s, now you can buy in America, quite frankly, in a lot of places. Okay, Yahweh J says, welcome Tamara to SSN Nation. That's right. And I put in the WhatsApp group, I will have to approve you. So go over there, sign up, please. Everybody who hasn't signed up, I put it in the chat room. But speaking of real estate in Punta Cana, because Yahweh J says, Eric, I saw your shorts. What's coming to Macau? There you go. No, it's just down there by Moon Palace with Solia Beach at Zabella. Solia at Zabella Beach. That's Zabella Beach, by the way, that you see there. That's in Macau, down the way from Hard Rock. That's how close Hard Rock is to Macau. In fact, sooner or later, they're probably going to call Hard Rock Macau. The reason why I'm going to say that is because the branding is going to be worth it. If you can say you're in Macau, that means you get a higher price for your condos, villas, anything. Moon Palace, Hyatt, and now Hard Rock properties, prices will escalate, because that's where all the high-end places are starting to park. And I think even Nobu might be there. So that might be very, very interesting. Now, Eric, I saw your shorts was coming to Macau. That's what's coming. Tamara, thanks. Hello. Sorry for the late. Thanks. I'm at work. Tamara, Larry, no worries. You know what it is here? Sometimes the live stream is an hour and 20 minutes. Sometimes it's 2 hours and 20 minutes. Sometimes it's 3 hours. Sometimes there's been a record of about 4.5 to 5 hours. It all depends. But on Wednesday night, it's rarely 4 or 5 hours. It's rarely 3 hours. But this ends when it ends. So you never know how long it's going to be. And thank you for watching from work. Tell your friends. You know, I tell everybody I used to work at Delta Dental, and I worked on graveyard shift. I would have my headphones on, listening while I'm doing work, listening to some radio, TV show, which now we can call podcast. And, every now and then you'd laugh or giggle or say something, and people be like, what are you listening to? Next thing you know, I'm like, I'm listening to this. And everybody starts listening to some of the same stuff because they like it. So that's what we do. That's how I used to do it. So thank you so much for listening at work. Because sometimes, when you work at a job, people don't have the same vision. I told the story before, several jobs I worked at, I used to always have my own thing going as well. And I would ask them for advice, and they would look at me like, you can't do that. Or why do you think that's going to work? Or you can never make that happen. Meanwhile, I'm like, I already made it happen. I actually have an office across town. You can call over there right now to my office number, and they'll say whatever company I had at the time and just ask for me. And they'll just call me. All right. While I'm sitting here. I mean, I'm already doing it. What do you mean I can't do it? What do you mean it's not possible? It's like, and then you have to realize it's not possible for them. So then I realized, okay, I can't even ask my coworkers about anything because they're thinking as a worker. They're content with being here for 20, 25 years. I was like, I'm looking for the exit so I can be Mr. Worldwide. All right. So Tamara, Larry, let's see what we can do for you. If you have anything you want to discuss or talk about, please put it in the chat room. Everybody is familiar here. Everybody's family. So don't worry about it. The mandate here, SSN Nation, rising tides lifts all boats. Nobody's going to make fun of you. Nobody's going to laugh at you. Nobody's going to say anything bad about any question that you can ask that we can help you, because we don't know it all, just like we didn't know it all 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago either, but we all learn. So we try to help people learn because we want you to win. And that's why, once again, this is the No Guru Zone. We don't have courses to sell, but I do have an SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum to sell. What is that? That is something when we go to Punta Cana. And the reason why I do sell it for $199, that is not a book. That's live, in person. We go to lawyers' offices December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of this year. Our first day is business. You want to find out about how to handle business? You want to find out about getting residency? You want to find out how to do a holding company? You want to find out, is it a good idea? Should I get an LLC or an SRL, as they call it on the island, into my business name? Should I get that into real estate name? What's the pros and cons? Yeah, we'll be there for a while. It happens. On average, we're generally there in some office 2 to 2.5 hours, because no matter who's there, everybody gets to ask questions. It's an open forum. There's none of this. No. Well, you're limited to only one question. No, you can. We're all there. We're rolling. We're all learning. We're all getting this info. No additional cost. You know how much it would cost us if we sat in a lawyer's office for 2.5, 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour and a half, and they're just going to answer questions, and we're going to leave, and we're not even their client? That will never happen. Good luck. That will never happen. You're not going to get past 10 to 15 minutes, because after that, they're going to be like, you're not a client of mine. I charge $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. I mean, this is crazy. But because we're SSN Nation and you and me, and we're there, they're like, okay, Eric, you guys keep going. What's up next? So I think what I'm going to do this week, I'm going to start releasing some excerpts, because one thing that came up on our last, in the one in May, was somebody asked something like, is it a good idea? What about holding companies? And so then we got a little master class on holding companies in the Dominican Republic. It's not the same as in the US. A holding company and having subsidiaries underneath, that is standard worldwide. But your tax implications are not standard worldwide, because there's certain things that are going on, incentives to buy as an individual. The same incentive is not the same when you buy as a business. So you have to keep these things in mind. So that's what we do. We put things in perspective. You want to open up bank accounts? Well, in DR, if you go down there, it takes you 5 hours just to sign paperwork and still walk away with no bank account, because they're going to call you 3 weeks to 4 weeks later and say, here's your account. So what do we do? We bypass it. We have friends. We have our lawyers, right? And that helps you as well. You want to open a bank account? We'll get you approved, where you just got to go in, sign some papers. It might take you 1.5 hours, 2 hours, but you'll have your account already that day. So during the week, you'll have an account. Why an account? If you're going to do business in the DR, or maybe even start a business, or maybe even get real estate, or anything else you want to do, you're going to need a bank account, because people can pay you. Just saying. It's much better than in the US. Zelle is not a thing in the DR. If you have a bank account in the DR and I owe you money, all I have to do is open up my app and hit transfer. That's it. That's it. Everybody can transfer if you have a bank account in the DR. Freedom, ladies and gentlemen. They don't have to sign up for Zelle. You don't have to do, only certain banks have Zelle, or I got to wire money. Come on. No. Just send them money. They do charge a fee, though. There's a little fee. That's what DR is about. There's fees. But, $2 here, $3 there, $4 there. Okay, fine. It's costing you some money, but it's transferred instantly. It's a beautiful thing. All right. Those are the type of things you guys need to know. Now, let's move along with, are you making your investments? Where are you making your investments? I want to know. If it's not the stock market, is it something else? Is it buying a business like you're on Shark Tank? Or is it not? It's not real estate. Is it stocks? Is it dividend stocks? Is it ETFs that's giving you some sort of dividend? What are you doing? Let me know, because those are the three staples right now: business, stocks, dividend stocks, real estate. Some people are predicting there's going to be a recession. I'm not one of those predicting that. I don't think there's going to be a recession. I would be pretty shocked. In fact, I'm going to be real shocked, quite frankly. I don't think the Federal Reserve waits around for over a year to do nothing just so they can fake like they got inflation down to 2% or 2.5 or 2.8 or 3%. So then they can just do nothing. They will reduce interest rates, which will spur people buying homes or refinancing. And people who refinance a couple of 100,000 or more, they're going to be on buying sprees in the United States. And all the other people that previously could not qualify for a home, because now the rate has come down to 1.5 to 2 percentage points, now they're out here buying. So once again, that will spur the economy. That's the biggest ticket item that somebody can get, is buying or refinancing their home. That's a lot of money. If the average price of a home is $442,000, that's the median price, then either way, somebody's getting $400 and some odd $1,000 for every buy of a home, or somebody's getting refi of a home, or somebody's getting profit from selling their home. So either way, there's hundreds of thousands, which turns into millions, which turns into billions of extra cash that's going to be floating in the system. And what do people in America do? A consumer nation. They go out here and buy more liabilities. No matter what you say and what you do, they're going to be buying liabilities. All right. Now, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be doing, because I had to sell a significant piece of property. So my money is going right where my mouth is. I'm going to be taking money and buying up into the Yield Max ETFs. I'll be going with my old standbys, PSEC, ORC. These are all stock symbols that give out dividends. And I'll be taking my 15, 16, 20, 18, 20% IEP, ARR. I'll be taking that bundled up with some high risk, high rewards, getting me some JEPI so I can be around 10%, 9.5 JEPQ, 9.5 to 10.5% on an ETF, and just call it, it's sitting there, let it reinvest itself. And I'm going to be taking out some of that money. I'm going to actually be using it. Quite frankly, I'm not even going to care. All right. Because when you have thousands of dollars coming back in every day, I'm not going to mind giving off 1,000 to Uncle Sam. Hell, just putting it back into my Social Security situation. What's the big problem? So there's ways that we can get around it. We'll talk about that in the future. But that's what I'm going to be doing. Why? Okay, forget the future. Why don't we talk about it right now? Fidelity. You start yourself a company. You go to Fidelity. You say, I want to open up a corporate account. My corporation. Yes, your corporation can have an account. Then you turn around and you work for your corporation. All right? Now, you guys got your pen, pads, and papers, right? So you work for your corporation. Your corporation has an account. Your corporations and your articles of incorporation says, we are going to match, I don't know if I can get away with it, but let's just say 10%. We're going to match 10% of whatever our employees invest in our 401k. Remember, our 401k. You as an individual, you can have a 401k. Now you're making more money. And now as an individual, you can do up to a certain amount, which Victor Marrero probably knows what it is today. I don't know what it is in 2024, but you can invest up to 20,000, 26 probably. It's probably around 26,000 if you do husband and wife. You can put in every year. So what if I'm matching 10% I could be close to $30,000. And they're in the stock market. So if the stock market rises, which is what the Fed's actual business is, make sure the stock market keeps going up year over year. A few years down the line, you're going to have hundreds of thousands of dollars in your account or in the business account. And you still get the tax write-off because you're investing in the 401k from an individual standpoint. Oh, it's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing. All right. So you can do all of that. I know you want to play with the big boys. You want a bomba. Okay. Victor Morrell says stock market and real estate. On the stock market, I am transitioning into the withdrawing phase, somewhere around 4 to 5% withdrawal per month. Okay. Victor Morrell, speaking of that withdrawal phase, you're retired, but aren't you going to have to pay tax on the 4 to 5% withdrawal phase? Or did you already have it under the Roth IRA where you actually already did a pre-tax? You already got taxed, and so the money you're withdrawing is taxed free, which I have a feeling that's what you're going to tell me. I think that's what you're going to tell me. So then you can withdraw the 4 to 5%. Again, ladies and gentlemen, listening to what I'm saying, the structure does matter. You make sure if you're going to do a 401k, you're wanting to put in after tax funds. So then when you withdraw, there's no tax coming back. Just saying. All right. If you have a regular IRA and you're doing pre-tax, now you're going to have a tax situation on the withdrawal. Okay. See your accountant. Don't just listen to me. I'm just here on YouTube. See your accountant. See the professionals. All right. I'm just giving you a little breadcrumbs. That's all I'm doing. All right. I'm not a professional in this. So like I said, go see the professionals. IWM. Oh my God. Is that a great price? Around $14 per share and paying 88-cent dividends per month. Oh my God. That's over $9. Victor Morrell, thank you so much for bringing up the IWMY. Holy smokes. The top dogs. Oh yeah. MSTY, YBTC, NFDY. There we go. FEPI. That's the one I couldn't remember on Monday night. FEPI. CONY, ULTY, and TSLY, all paying $1 or more per share. And they have dropped 10%. So right now, high risk, high rewards. And if you like 25% return on your money, because they're doing some option income strategy. Whew. How about 30? I know it's high risk, high rewards. That's why I say the higher the return on investment, the higher the risk. Don't play with yourself. Just think of that in your head. Study YieldMax ETFs. These are all YieldMax ETFs except for FEPI. So, and YBTC. Thank you, Victor Morrell, for that. And thank you for that 4 to 5%. Okay, so I have a question. This is going to, Victor Morrell, you are saying you're going to take away 4 to 5% withdrawal per month. But is the caveat that you're getting well more than 4 or 5% per month? Or is the caveat that you have already set it up where you're getting 4 or 5% per month to offset it? That's coming in from some passive income or from some dividend investing, because then that's a whole nother thing. All right. So here it is. He says, no, it isn't a Roth. I am going to get taxed. Oh, he did the pre-tax thing. The reason I did a pre-tax 401k years ago is so I could reduce the taxable income. Okay. He's got a point. You might be in a different tax bracket. For the young generation, I recommend a Roth if your income is low. Yeah, exactly. Got to start off with that Roth. Have to. Okay, so he did a pre-tax 401k, so he's going to pay tax on whatever he withdraws. So he's going to pay, what are you going to pay though? Is it going to be 15? Yeah, it's going to be 15%, which is, hey, it is what it is. That's self-employment tax, 15.3%. So It is what it is. Can't be mad. That's how it's going to be. Or if you have real estate, you have write-offs. There's another way it could be done, right? So he might end up be paying less than that. Because if you start owning real estate and you have a loan, then you might have some interest that you can deduct up to 10K. I mean, there's all kind of things we can do, ladies and gentlemen, especially when you have assets. If you don't have assets, then you're limited. That's why we always say buy assets here in the SSN Nation, and then get an accountant or get somebody that knows what they're doing that can help you out, because you'll be surprised what these guys can come up with. All right. Make sure you smash that like button, please. And it's also time that we do a little SSN Nation. Let's see, video here. Let's see. Let's go. I can't remember what I did. Here we go. We'll do this one.
Come on, come on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad I played that little SSN lifestyle snippet. Eric Franklin, the artist. How could I forget collectibles? Oh my God. Art, collectibles, even freaking Nike Jordan brand tennis shoes. Collectibles are increasing in value also at nice rates of 20, 25, 30, 35%. And the more rare it is, the faster the skyrocket in price. So think about that as well. If that may interest you, I forget about art, because art prices, they fluctuate a little bit, but when it's rare, you want limited when it comes to art. You don't want just anything. And so therefore, the value will always be the same or increase a little bit. So keep that in mind. Baseball cards, soccer cards, even. This is out of control what's happening out here. Things are going up in price just based on rarity and time. And you can buy your way in too. All right. So that's some of the things that also are assets that you can hold. But our definition of assets is something you buy that gives you money in return. Do you want to wait 3, 4, 5 years? That's a whole nother ball game. Or do you want to be able to say next month I'm getting $1,000 from my investment? Whether I work, whether I do anything, I'm getting $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000. That is a great feeling where you know if anything happens to you, even if you're in the hospital, you still have checks coming in, right? That'd be great. So keep those things in mind, because in this day and age, you don't know what health situations are going to arise. Another pandemic could occur. You just never, ever know. So you want to set yourself up in the future to have passive income coming in, as Victor Marrero started off the conversation earlier this evening with the soon-to-be Mr. Worldwide. And Victor Marrero, if you're still here, did you ever decide on a name for the YouTube channel? Let us know. Since you should be traveling anytime now, it's going to be August. You've been retired for almost a month. Well, not a month yet, but I know you're going to be leaving soon. So let me know if you got that drone ready. If you got the YouTube channel name ready. We're going to be having to give you, we're going to have to give you some support. That's going to be awesome, right? Got to go over there and subscribe to Victor Marrero's channel if he has one. I don't know yet, but he'll let us know tonight if he has one. He has a very good name, so we're going to find out. Let's see. He says it. He's giving out some gems, ladies and gentlemen. Our CPA tried all the tricks in the book with all of our income, but we still had to pay crazy amount of taxes. The pre-tax 401k helped a lot to reduce our tax liabilities. We always had to pay yearly. Yeah. Now I see why you did the pre-tax, because you got to have a write-off on the other side. And when you're married, you get more of a write-off as well. So yeah, that would make much more sense, because if you did it the other way, you'd have possibly a higher, I think you're going to have a lot higher tax liability. But okay, I can see where this was going now. I see, but I'm surprised. Okay, so since your CPA knows all the tricks, so now you're going to have an LLC for your company, right? And then you can actually pass off some income, or maybe do something with your company 401k, right? Because you're still going to have revenues coming in, especially with the margarita properties. And by the way, I'm actually have to say my Airbnb properties aren't doing that well this summer. I have to admit, I'm not doing well at all. I don't know about Victor Morrell. He's at Margaritaville. It's summertime. Well, actually, school all of a sudden starts in August, which is weird to me. So I don't know what his summer has been like at Margaritaville with his short-term rentals, or Margaritaville, Orlando. And what's the rental rates? Because when it was COVID, they had rental rates of $500, $600, $700 per night. It was out of control. So we'll see. YouTube channel name, not yet. Right now, I'm still working on the transition of the 401k and Chase pension, but I'll get there. Okay. All right. Well, I think you'll get there, man, because you have an off ramp. You have a couple. Actually, I think you have 2 off ramps that'll suit your needs for what you're trying to do, and you won't be upset. Collect your bonus, by the way, too. Whoever you go with, collect that bonus, my man. All right. We like free money. I saw something from a billionaire who, okay, get this, ladies and gentlemen. This is so funny. Boys and girls, this is why your credit needs to be very, very good, or you need to be very, very wealthy. If you want your credit to be very, very good, I can help. Down below in the description box here on YouTube, and anybody that sees this on replay for podcasts, if there's a description box, it'll be there. Go get your credit monitoring system known as Smart Credit. The reason why I paused is because I have a video that I can show you what Smart Credit can do for you. It actually shows all 3 credit bureaus. It also shows your hiring index. It also shows your FICO automobile score. So you have all of that at your disposal. Plus, they have tools that can help you understand when you make payments on any debt, how the date you make the payment, how your credit score could improve based on the date and the amount. That's built in the back as well. Also, if there's identity fraud or theft, you have up to $1 million. And anybody that's in the same household as you with the same address on their credit file, they will also be protected without also having to sign up with Smart Credit, which is not a bad deal. So what I'm going to do here is, and use the link down below, and they started some new promos where it was only $1 or free for the first month. They have special offers all the time. So get you and your family involved, sign up. Then if you say, hey, I need some extra credit, well, I have National Credit also down below in the description, where this is going to help you establish, reestablish, or add additional credit profile. But again, this is just to help add a credit profile so you can improve your credit, but it's not really anything that you may want to buy. But hey, pick your poisons, however you want to do it. Some people need help with improving their credit, so we have that as well. I'm going to play this Smart Credit here for a second. All right, I'm going to come back to it. No doubt, Eric, you aren't the only one. We've seen a decrease in bookings, still doing around 80% up to September. Something interesting. I've seen a lot of last-minute changes in bookings. That's exactly what's been happening. it's been uncanny. People have hit me up with only 3-4 days to book something. And at 3 or 4 days under my model, that doesn't work for me. So that's what's happened to me. So I've had to turn down a lot of potential offerings because I can't do that short a time frame for the booking. So I'm missing out on that. Plus, I'm missing out on the normal a month out, 3 weeks out, 2 months out bookings. Nobody, I don't have any of that. And I'm in Orlando, I'm in Las Vegas, I'm in SoCal, I'm in Anaheim, I'm in Hawaii, I'm in a lot of places. Okay. And now airfare is costing an arm and a leg. So now people aren't traveling to Hawaii's and international travel unless they're going to Mexico a lot, because those prices are outrageous, especially if you start talking about a family of 3, 4, 5, which is what my market is, 2-bedroom units generally. So you're going to have 4 people with you. And if your family, that's who wants to spend $3,000, $3,500 for airfare round trip when you can just do a road trip and go anywhere in America? I mean, seriously. So this is what I'm working with. That's what's happening with me. The current occupancy rates are a direct reflection of the current state of the economy. Last minute cancellation coming fast and furious. Exactly. Last minute cancellations, last minute bookings. Like I say, I've only had one booking that is 8 months out. Whereas traditionally I would have 20, 30, 40. And now I'm getting everything. Hey, do you have something August 8th? Starting last Saturday, August 8th. No, I don't. Not in Las Vegas, not by Sphere, not when there's a musical event. Not going to happen. Even somebody yesterday, August 8th, Vegas. I'm like, not happening. Orlando, not happening. I have a water park at my place. I can't just, not going to happen. All right. Just so everybody knows, I use timeshares, short-term rental timeshares to do mine. So that's why mine's different. It's not just a standalone unit, because if it's standalone, then I could have actually booked it. But here's the other part. I don't have hardly anyone asking me to book things for a week in America. They're asking me for like 3 days. That's the average I'm getting right now. Or any request is 3 days, not 6, not 7, 3 days. And I stand corrected. I have 2 that are over 8 months bookings. I forgot about Napa next year. And normally I would have had all of the Napa stuff done. I'd have like 5 bookings, 4 or 5 bookings for Napa would have happened for the music festival, the Bottle Rock Music Festival. This year, only 1. The Scottsdale golf tournament, the Phoenix Open, Westgate Open. Usually 3 units are already booked a year in advance. Now I only have 1. CES show, not booked up for January. All this stuff, there's a pattern. So since I'm in that field, that is extracurricular, extra disposable income that people use. So if that starts drying up, then you know there's something going on in the economy, because people will stop spending. So if Victor Marrero, who has Margaritaville, which is upscale luxury to me, that's on the verge of upscale and a little luxury. Even if those people start going back, that is a sign that people are either holding their money or they're saying, we don't know what's going to happen, so we're holding our money. Or they're saying we're holding our money and investing in some other vehicle than going on a vacation. So there's something to be said. You just don't know which one it is. Where are you making your investments? Well, I'm making mine in the stock market. Dividends. That's it. Because if that stock goes down or up, I'm still getting a set number. Still getting a number every month. I don't have to worry. The stock price could go down 5-10%, but as long as they keep giving me dividends, I don't really care. I'm not selling the stock anytime soon. As long as it's giving out dividends, it's a win-win. But I have to pay attention, because one of these days they can wake up and say, we're not giving out dividends, and the stock price drops. And now I'm back to where I started, even though I was getting nice dividends. Now I'm back to where I started because the stock price on the resale makes me almost break even. So it's catch 22. So you got to pay attention. That's another interesting observation. The majority of our bookings are between 3 to 5 nights. Damn, even his is smaller now. I do see the 6 to 7 nights, but those are mainly around high season. Exactly. Plus, Disney prices are insane. Yeah, Disney's off the charts now. Disney is, they've lost their mind over there. I don't even know how a family of 4 could afford to even go to Disney anymore. Jesus. But yeah, that's so Victor Morrell seeing the same thing. A reduction on the average nights, 3 to 5. Yeah, that's unusual. Especially in Orlando. Orlando used to be very easy. Most people would say, "Yeah, I'm bringing my family," because I have like 3 bedrooms at the Westgate properties. So sleep 7, 8. So I'm not getting any bookings for those because they're like associating with 6, 7, 8 people. Actually, more than 6. So 8 people, family, 2 families, stuff like this. I mean, we have lock-offs and all kind of stuff. So now it's kind of like, no, less than 8 people coming, less than 6 is coming, less than 4 is coming. It's crazy. So I'm not getting the bookings that I normally would get in Orlando. In fact, it's bad. All right. So this is what we talk real up in here, ladies and gentlemen. Everything isn't rainbow and sunshine and roses out here. All right. Short-term rentals is taking a hit, and they're going to continue to take a hit because states, cities, counties, they're doing regulations against Airbnb as well, VRBOs. So keep all that in mind. Every time you make another step, I got to get a license, or I got to get some paperwork, or I got to get approval. Somebody from your office has to come out and meet me there. All that type of stuff I don't have to deal with because I have commercial zone. A timeshare is a condo hotel. So I don't have to worry about none of that. But I'm just saying, my friends, they got to worry about that. I just got a call from the guys at Westin Whistler, because Westin Whistler is a hotel. So we can still operate and do it. But Westin Whistler doesn't want to operate it as part of the hotel any longer. They're like, okay, we know you have timeshares up here. We know you own these things. I have a lock-off unit at the Westin Whistler ski resort. Winter season, Christmas, New Year's weeks that used to command $4,000-$5,000 per week if you separate them or put them together. They're like, we're not going to manage those no more. So now it's like, what do you mean? They can't go to the front desk and go and you guys handle everything anymore? No. I'm like, this is getting crazy now. But Whistler banned short-term rentals. So again, things are changing all over. You just don't know what the next change is going to be. All right. So just keep all these things in mind when you're thinking, like right now, we have people out here doing bull run has happened in Dominican Republic regarding pre-construction real estate. And now there are some people who got caught up in the hoopla. I think they got caught up in the hoopla. We'll see what the future tells. But there's people out here buying 2-bedroom pre-constructions, which you have no choice, for 300 grand, 250,000, 225,000. I don't know if you can get $220, $230, $250 per night. I don't think you can. Not in just a regular old condo with a pool and a fitness center. Now, if you start saying you have extra amenities inside your complex and it's secure gated and things like this, and you start listing off about 5 or 6 different things besides a pool and a fitness center, that gives you a huge advantage, because now it costs way too much to add those additional features, additional amenities such as mini golf, or walking trails, or pet parks, or sports courts. When all those things cost more money to build, and in the future, the cost of the goods and materials is getting out of hand. 40% increase is out of hand. So it's a developer that breaks down to a number like 18% more. just in building cost. So never mind the materials that go in for the floor, the fixtures, the cabinets. What if those also went up 20%? So now all of a sudden that great price that you got, they're going to tell you, hey, you got to pay more. It cost us 20% more. You got to pay 20% more for your unit. So that's why a lot of people in pre-construction keep getting these notices. Now you understand the correlation, why they're asking for 18%, 20%, 15%, because that has been the cost of the inflation over the last year or two before they started building. So there you go. Here we go. Victor Morero says, a family of 4 can spend $1K in just entrance Disney tickets based on package. I know. That's insane. Plus, he's hit it right on the head. Food and lodging. So what do most people do? I want to stay in Mickey Mouse Land. The kids. I want to stay in Mickey Mouse Land. The 2 kids. So now what do the parents do? They decide to do something unthinkable. $2,000, $2,500, so we can have all you can eat Mickey characters and on the premises so we can go in early. $3,000 for hotel tickets and all of that. It's crazy. And that doesn't even include how you got there. I'm just saying. Or you're not doing the Mickey thing, but now you're going to go stay at one of the hotels. Now the hotels are charging more than they have in the previous years, including resort fees, all kind of crazy. All right. You can spend $4K easy in just 3 days. He's right. That eliminates the majority of the population. Exactly. This right here is why. See, I'm just going to say it like it is. This is why I always recommend upscale. Because here's the thing. The people that are staying at Victor Morero's Margaritaville, paying the extra money, those are the people that are in the top 20% on the income scale, who have the $10,000, $15,000 that they have budgeted to where we're going to stay. So we're going to spend $2,500, $3,000 for 5 nights, let's say, at Margaritaville. And we're going to spend $2,000 at Disney because we got to eat, drink, and be merry. They're the ones that say $7,000, no problem. But those are the people that already have it. The ordinary citizens, where 70% of the ordinary citizens are living paycheck to paycheck, they're not going to Disney. They can't afford it. So even though there's less people that are wealthy than the majority of the population, but there's enough. 60 million millionaires around the world, only about 2,600 billionaires. So that's 60 million, let's say, that are well-to-do, and then add in another 50 to 100 million of citizens who are on the, make that 6-figure, make that disposable income. Yes, they can go do it, but, it's one of those we saved, one of those things, or we can still do it. We just didn't want to. We have enough money in the bank. We can do it. But after that, we get into what we have now. 70% of the population in America lives paycheck to paycheck. By the way, the consumer nation is America. And if America has a problem spending, the rest of the world is not going to be receiving that money. Or businesses in America won't be receiving that money because people can't travel. All right. Now, I found something very, very interesting. During the Olympics, people are reporting that there was some empty restaurants. And I thought that was very weird because it's not that expensive at restaurants in France. But then come to find out, these restaurants have done the unthinkable. They have what I call ghost reservations. So what started happening is they're making people get reservations. And so they're basically, you see a restaurant that's like, doesn't appear to be full. You see plenty of empty tables because you're there at 4 p.m. Little do you know, they're blocking off whole sections because they know their first dinner reservations are at 5. And so they're not letting people sit there so you can run past 5 or even 4:30 because you're not going to eat in 30 minutes. So they're literally telling people nothing's available. Crazy stuff, but you know why? Because they've already jacked the prices for Olympic prices, right? So they have the offset for it. But this is what's going on. I mean, this is crazy. This is real crazy what's happening. So if you think everything's going to be fine, you're going to be sadly mistaken, ladies and gentlemen. You guys already know this. You can get a piece of it, no matter if you're watching worldwide, which we don't have that many watchers worldwide, but it is what it is. They don't like to show the SSN Nation outside of the country, which is weird after 5 years. Weird. All right. Here's something I wanted to do. I always go to CNBC because, and then I'm going to, if anybody has anything they want to talk about, please do so now, because we're about to wrap this up. We got some good conversation tonight, especially about the 401ks, businesses, a little Airbnb, dividend investing. Got those, got the 401ks, got a place to go to Fidelity, got your free stocks from Robinhood and Webull down below in the description box. Got you to where you can sign up on our WhatsApp link for SS. As inflation fury lingers, politicians join customers in pushing companies to cut prices, as you should. This is a thing, man. When you start having to ask in a capitalist system, why aren't you cutting prices? It's almost like, why are citizens buying? Why are you just keep buying willy-nilly? You should just cut back. So then they would have no choice but to reduce the price. We already know about Jamie Dimon. Warner Brothers Discovery stock falls as it writes down $9.1 billion. Woohoo! Wow. Misses estimates. You know that crashed. Holy smokes. Let's see what happens here. Let me go over. It's not showing. Doggone it. Okay, 10-year treasury yield is 3.92. Are we inverted? Oh my, this could be bad. Stock futures fall after S&P 500 made big swings this week. Yes, Kramer challenging traditional work. Oh my God, here we go. Okay, fractional hiring, as even though they're saying this has been around for a long time. What that means is, if you work under 30 hours or 33 or whatever hours it was, I don't have to give you any benefits. So in essence, you're going to work 5 hours per day this week. I'm going to hire somebody else that's going to work 4 hours per day. So either way, both of you stay under, both of you we don't have to pay benefits for. I always called that fractional myself. I don't know what they're talking about, but that has to be something along the same line. I haven't read their, why don't we just, let me see if this is going to stay on the same page. I doubt it. Let's see. Oh, it will stay on the same page. Let's see what they're talking about. Fractional, I don't know what fraction, paid posts for Tyler Shepard. This page was paid for by Tyler Shepard. The editorial staff of CNBC had no role in the creation of this page. Okay, then this is pointless. So again, made up crap. Fractional, that's what I call fractional. By the way, I don't know what they're calling it, but we're never going to find out because that looks like a paid ad, that's disgusting. Okay, twice as many pets than young children by 2030, of course. Tim Waltz owns no stocks. Okay, that's interesting. Bonds or real estate? What the heck? Oh, because he used to be in Congress. Okay, therefore, he has lifetime medical. He also has a pension from that. So yeah, and it rises every year, cost of living increase. So yeah, he's kind of different. Let's put it that way, but I'm still shocked. But hey, cut taxes on Social Security. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Anything else? Wall Street's rally fades. Where do we end up today? NVIDIA, 98.91. They're back under 100. Who's buying NVIDIA? Let's see. Market movers. Global payments. Oh, they're moving. Axon plus 18. Fortinet plus, Jesus. This is crazy. High dividend yield stocks could see a rebound as rates decline. You're damn right. That's what we're here for. This is what we're talking about in SSN Nation. See, they have this locked away under the pro. People have to pay for things we've been talking about for years. That's what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm saying. This is like, I feel so happy and proud because this is what we talk about. And other people have to go to CNBC and hear the same stuff. This is what we're talking about. High dividend yield stocks could see a rebound as rates decline. Exactly. Because when rates decline, they get to borrow at a lower price, which now means they owe less, and now they can pay more of the dividends. It's a beautiful thing. Mag 7 stocks are cheap and a buy after sell-off. There you go. We knew that. You guys already knew this. Come on now. What did we tell you? Blood is in the streets. Here's what I was talking about earlier. Weekly mortgage refinance demand soars 16% as rates sink to lowest level in over a year. Here we go. What did I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? This is just the tip of the iceberg. All they need to hear now is rate reduction by the Federal Reserve, which will be in about 35 days. And this thing goes to 40% refi and take cash out and either buy a second home, a rental home, or whatever you plan on doing. But that fuels $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 in somebody's hands. They can buy assets and they're going to make use of it. That changes everything. Everything. All right. MGM 2.9, Global Payments, HSIC. What's happening on this side? SMCI. That was a darling for a minute. That was George Charles' darling for a minute. Went all of a sudden from $300 or $400 up to $1,200. People got to ride on the train for a minute. It was me. A short minute is what I got in. Airbnb dropped. This right here, if you've bought Airbnb and you haven't sold yet, I would highly recommend you sell just based on what me and Victor Morero have been talking about amongst ourselves. When you start talking about a 20% increase to a 60, 70% decrease, that's a problem. For me, it's like a 70, 80% decrease. Victor Morero has a decrease too. I just don't know exactly what it is. But instead of 80 or 90%, you drop to 70. That's a big significant difference. Because now if you have less rentals, you reduce the prices accordingly. Keep that in mind. Yeah, that's bad. Okay. So, stock markets today. Oh, there's Lumen. Interesting. Down to 6.63. That's interesting. SOXL. Intel. Let's see here. Okay. Cool. Not bad. Markets. U.S. markets. Let's go see. I didn't even check this out today. I was doing something else. We're about to start hitting everybody up. Like I said, I'm working on a deal for the SSN Lifestyle fam. Working on something. Oh, we had a drop. Is that right? Yeah, looks like a drop here. All of these. Oh, man, it reversed. They're saying recession, 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 blood in the streets. I love it. There's pressure going on. All right, we're going to wrap this up. If you have anything else you want to talk about, please do so now. Make sure, Tamra, Larry, thank you so much for becoming a member of our channel and joining the fam. Appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll see you on Friday night at 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Monday at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or on any of my pop-up live streams that I'm going to start doing. That's right. Surprise. That's what it's going to be like. I might send out an email just in case, but it might be in the afternoon when most people are at work. So what can I tell you? So afternoon, morning, late afternoon live stream for about 30, 35 minutes. I might start doing that. In fact, I am going to start doing that. I just haven't been motivated that much, but we'll see how it all goes. All right. So watch for those. You guys will know by the email. If you haven't signed up for our email list, at the very bottom of the description box here on YouTube or on podcast, you will find a link to our newsletter and our social media platforms that you can come join. It's a beautiful thing. All right. Well, we got to go. And with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, I know you know it's hard out here. It's not going to get any easier. No president is coming to save you. That's the first part. Some can harm you more than others. But the fact of the matter is, you need the Federal Reserve to reduce interest rates, which they are going to do in the next 35 days or less. It's that simple. And once they do that, the holders of real estate will then be able to possibly extract more money, equity, and buy businesses that exist already, buy stocks that exist already, or buy real estate that's going to give them back a return on their investment. All of that could be in play, the big three. You want to buy some art for long term? Have at it. Collectibles? Have at it. Go into a sneaker saving business? Have at it. All I'm saying is this is the time to buy. That's what I'm trying to say. Over the next 6 months is the time to be buying. Dollar cost average down, so be it. But you should be buying. And with all that said, make sure you stay safe out here. A lot of people are under stress, as you very well know. Whenever there's people are going to do irrational things, and you may go, why are they doing that? And to them, they're under stress and don't realize it's irrational. So just stay safe out here. Make sure you keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.